Earth was formed 46 billion years ago and is made up of flora and fauna. Mother Earth gives us a lot to appreciate, and that is the beautiful landscapes, culture, and awesome nature. The eco means environment, and ecotourism conserves and educates people on how to love the environment. The ecotourism has pioneers who tell people how to love the environment, and now I am very happy to be before one of the pioneers of the ecotourism, Nabukeera Leah, Miss Ecotourism World Uganda, second runner-up, right here at Via Via Entebbe Hotel. Hello dear, welcome to the Timely Show.
Thank you so much.
Right here you are at the Timely Show, and as you can all see, Miss Ecotourism World Uganda 2022, second runner-up. She's right here at the Timely Show, and she's going to be telling us more about the ecotourism. But first things first, can you first give us a flashback of what you expected to be even before becoming a model? Let's estimate from, let me say, primary 6, primary 7.
Honestly, as I was studying and growing up,
Yes.
my family has been influenced with teaching. We have so many teachers in our family.
Yes.
Okay. And it so happened, I wanted to contradict that.
Yes.
I had an interest in airplanes, and I wanted to be a pilot.
A
I
pilot.
will not lie about that.
A
I wanted
pilot.
to be a pilot. So
Yes.
I knew I was studying, and every single time my father would give emphasis on, you must know math.
You must know math.
But you know, math could get challenging.
I know math is challenging. Also physics, by the way.
Thank you, as you're going. So when it's physics, when they'll ask you, you're going for parties, you're with your relatives, they're like,
Exactly.
Leah, what do you want to be? I'm like, I want to be a pilot.
I want to
And
be
the
a
fact
pilot.
that every single time they'll be like, oh my God, that is so good, that will be a new, profession added to the family. Honestly, I kept on pushing myself to that. So I had interest in math and SST.
And which class was that?
And that was like P5, P6,
P5.
you're growing.
Mhm.
But it so happens things hit different when you join high school.
Exactly.
That's when the reality sets in and you're like, oh, this is where I'm
Yeah, this is
supposed to
where
be
I'm
in
going
the
to
end.
Exactly.
So there was a turn in the end and I couldn't keep up. I won't lie. Then I opted for becoming an accountant.
Okay.
Counting money. Counting money. So I love, counting money. But pilot, was the first profession I wanted on my own.
Exactly.
I had inspirations from people I would see. Okay, you're escorting your dad to the airport, you see this pilot coming out with a plane, you see
they're
the
always
crew.
smart, eh?
Exactly, and you're like, I want that uniform. So I had this mentality the whole time. Given history, my dad was in a flight attendancy. So you come home, get uniform, they drop them, pick and drop,
So what exactly was he doing?
So he was a flight host.
A flight host, okay.
Yes. Young man starting up a career.
Mm-hmm.
Landed into that one, and it was by then, if I remember so well, his uniform had Africa One.
Africa One.
So he was working for Africa One as an air host. Then he went into Alliance Air. But I think all those companies dropped out with time as we were growing. So I really was inspired. My father was like, I have to get into the plane. So I have to become a pilot. It's the only way. Okay, so that's why.
So how did you come to become a model?
How did I start? I had cousins raising me. I had aunties raising me. I'm firstborn in my family, so
You're the firstborn?
yeah, I am.
Okay.
Okay, and I have 5 siblings that follow me, so there are 6 of us.
6.
So
Okay.
I had aunties at home, okay, who would raise me, but you'd hear a fact about it, like we're seeing this child growing. I loved shoes, I loved makeup. I would take some bit of my mother's makeup when she's not around.
And then you make up yourself.
Put it on myself, yes. And I would put on her shoes and take walks. So those big cousins would always have shows. Of course, by that time it's rated. And I was young.
Okay.
So they're like, no, go away, you can't watch this.
Can't watch
But that was like runway, okay? That was models. By then it was, if I'm to recall, because I'll keep on asking them, it was the Naomi Campbells, the Leah Cabbages coming up by then.
Legends, I know.
Exactly. So when I would sit down, I was still like, these ladies. I was young, I was like 5 years. What are they like? How are they inspired? Why are they walking on the runway? So about showing clothes.
That's right. You were already curious about modeling, about the Naomi Campbells, and yet
Exactly.
you also had that kind of mentality of becoming a pilot.
A pilot. So it's a confused
Confused mind,
feeling.
eh?
Exactly. And with time, I realized I had love for fashion.
Okay.
Yes, and my aunties was like, we're seeing this child is coming up to be a fashionista.
I feel your point.
But then it would beat me inside. It drew me like, why are you stopped? Like, I want to be a pilot because I want what my father was. I really loved my dad, so I have to become like him. Like, there was that drive. I have to be. I don't want to disappoint him. But let me tell you, like, fate. I wouldn't say fate. Not fate. It's just a reality setting, destiny. The fashion side kept on pulling as I was growing.
Yes.
Remember, your adolescent stage comes in at 10. My interests changed. I will not lie.
Yes.
I started loving to model, dress up in things. Sometimes there's a cousin of mine called Priscilla. She would come and house around the house most of the time in holidays. It so happens she also loved fashion. So I would always like get some of her clothes and dress up in them. The way I used to pose in pictures, it was like, oh my gosh, she's photogenic. Then I realized the side is pulling to the fashion side.
The fashion side.
It triggered my thought in Form 1. I said I have to become a model.
To become a model.
When I joined high school, okay, and then they would have shows like you perform in MDDs and what, I realized my instinct, my interests are pulling me to the fashion side, and that's how I got motivation to be a model. So I started this on my own by being a freelancer model.
Yes.
I didn't have an agency.
That was Form 1.
That was Form 1.
But now you're modeling now?
I don't have like a specific agency settled in.
Okay.
I still do freelancing.
Freelancing.
I do my work, post it out there, people love it. That's how I get connections to the next level.
Okay. So after hearing all that, I would like to know, how do you come to be involved in ecotourism?
So, honestly, from the beginning, I wasn't a pageant queen. Modeling and pageantry are very, very, very different.
Okay, in a very quick start, can you give us the definition of both the two?
You see, when you're modeling, it's all about photo shoots, wearing someone's clothes, wearing someone's jewelry, hair. They take pictures of you and showcase. With pageantry, has titles. You become a queen, you become a runner-up.
Okay.
That's the difference. The way modeling you address yourself is different from how a queen would address themselves. Because now I'm trying to be queen. Okay. But when you find me my version of a model, I'll be different. Because a model is like you have to show attitude on how you take your pictures, your type of dressing. Always be like, I'll do a jean, I'll do a jegging, I'll do a sweatpant, I'll do a tank top and walk. When a queen, you're like, I might land into someone important, and how can I explain myself? I'm holding this title and I'm looking like this.
So you have to dress in a specific way.
And if you're to look at modeling, we don't get awards, but it so happens like in pageantry, queen this, queen that, and that's the name you move with, whether you hand over to the next person.
Okay.
Yeah, so they are different. So my joining pageantry was an influence from a friend. She was called Joanne. She's Miss Caliber right now.
Miss Caliber.
Yes.
And that is?
I will not really define that and lie to you, but she sent me in a post and told me, Leah, why don't you try at this? And it had Miss Ecotourism. They were looking for a queen bee, but within Uganda. I said, let me try this. Okay. Of course, they have like assignments you're supposed to carry in, you know. I participated in those assignments and made sure I kept my game up. But I had a challenge. Leah, you're a model and not a pageant queen. I had never done this in my life, okay? But I'll see girls and support them. Like, they send, your friends keep on sending this. They're like, please vote for Joanne. Please vote for you. I vote. Okay. But me, myself, I wouldn't participate that much. But Joanne triggered the feeling. I told her, okay, let me try. If it brings up a spark, then fine. Now, the girls I was competing with had all participated in pageants, different pageants, I won't mention, but you'd hear them talking and they knew each other. Okay. So I was scared, I won't lie.
Because you were new to this game.
Yeah, I was new to this game. How am I going to do it? Am I making? So every single time I'd take shots or go for filmings or do this, I kept on asking my friends, you know, am I making it? Is it the right? They're like, yeah, it's okay, keep on. They're giving me that pushing vibe the whole time. So Joanne told me, Leah, if it doesn't work out, fine, but go on and try pageantry, and I don't think I'll ever turn back. I'll balance both sides. The pageantry and modeling, I don't mind. I can put it together and work it out. Yeah.
And then there you became Miss Eco.
Miss Eco Tourism, yes.
So,
Second runner-up.
Why do you think loving our environment is very important?
It's very important. Like, from the time we've been studying, you've seen that our education curriculum,
yes,
has something to do with the environment. It's not only English, it's not only math.
Even
But
science.
why do you think, exactly, why do you think they are bringing out this part of the environment? You see, even schools do have clubs, geographical club, climate club, etc. It's because you see this environment is dying out so fast in different ways. Human activities. You want to build up a house, you want to build up a business, you want to put up a road. Fine, we want development, that's not bad. But people should love the environment, because when you look at this, you're breathing in fresh air from this place we are in, right?
Yes.
There are trees surrounding. But
Yeah,
imagine if you're next to a factory releasing smoke right now.
Life would be
You'll be
miserable.
coughing, you know,
Yes.
your type of skin, your diseases, that's the exposure we get. So we must have our environment and take care of them, because it's what we survive on.
Yes.
These trees have an importance to us. Some of them are natural exfoliants. You wonder, if you look at someone living in a forest, okay, let me say a local person, indigenous person living in a forest, you're like, why do they look so good? It's because naturally, environment, they're in no sunlight, direct sunlight, no industrial fumes coming in. You know, they feed naturally on fruit.
Yes.
But for you, you have to buy food from the market that has been exposed to the sun for some good time. But remember, it takes time for you to gain that, you know. I would say, I'll put it in terms of when you're eating, like food bought freshly from the garden
Yes.
is very different from food
The
that
one
is sold
bought
on a store. You
Exactly.
understand?
Yes.
So caring for our environment here is going to help us excavate beauty, attracts tourism. It attracts love. Like, you can look at it and be like, oh my God, my flowers are beautiful. All that is nature. And even as humans, the disease is lowered down, you know. Right
Yes.
now, our bodies are exposed to cancer, but we don't know what's happening to us. But people destroying our environment is really terrible, and it's at a high rate, because as per now, the world is growing faster and faster. And the more we are growing, the population increases. We need to remove all the resources to establish ourselves as humans.
Yeah, because it has really become a common thing.
True.
Very much, and it's eating us. And people normally forget that we only have one Earth. We should keep it safe.
Yeah, so what I would say right now in conclusion is that we're living in an artificial environment. You're having like plastic flowers in your house, but you're not having a tree in your compound. But you're looking at the plastic, you're like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. But it's made from a bottle, it's plastic. But imagine that natural plant.
The smell of that natural plant.
Every morning you wake up, you smell, you know, the natural environment and an artificial environment. The artificial environment does look good. I won't lie, it does. But imagine the natural environment, walk into a forest. You know, it's beautiful.
Yes,
so we have to really look after our nature, and it's what made me run into this pageantry, because I have the love for nature.
You know, all this has got me wondering on how ecotourism can strengthen the life of local livelihood and enhance nature conservation, and also support climate change adaptation. How can ecotourism do that?
Okay, so you see, most pageants
Yes.
relate to charity,
To giving out to
the
needy.
society, always. But when I joined Miss Ecotourism, this was a new change. I was like, oh, there's someone that loves nature. So as different queens, what I saw the difference is that as queens and people maybe who didn't even get to the stage we are at, the three of us, we've been influenced to go into visiting different schools. You know, you plant trees. Okay. So I come out with my sash, I'm like, Miss Ecotourism. We want to put up this and plant trees in school. You teach children about the 4 hours you've had of them, recycle, reuse, and all that. That's all is sensitizing. But it all goes back to Miss Ecotourism, World Uganda doing it. You understand? So we're spreading the love for nature and conservatism. At the same time, we are marketing our pageant because we want more people to come in, we want more girls to get involved in this.
In nature.
And see the beauty, what comes out of it. And it so happens people are having interest, and we are happy that people come up and like, oh, I didn't know about your pageant, but I'm seeing you girls doing something that's interesting.
Planting trees.
So they keep on coming.
They keep on coming and they're joining into the ecotourism.
Exactly, and they're willing to, be part of the whole run, the whole time.
Okay. So what are the biggest challenges you face in ecotourism today, and what possible solutions are being taken?
The biggest, I would say, the influence of human activities on the environment.
Like?
So you can see the longest and fast shifting building of industries if you look in the area. So of course, putting up a building, you can't put it on top of a tree, you have to cut it down. Okay, and it so happens so many forests, on large landscapes have been, embezzled.
Because they want to use the land.
To use them. So in the long run, those industries manufacture things you're dressing up in, you're eating, you're putting on, but they are releasing industrial fumes into the environment, destroying the ozone layer up there. So you see the changes in sea level changes, you see the changes in why are birds, dying out, why are certain animals coming into extinction? It's because of those human activities. Secondly, there's also influence on population.
Population pressure.
Exactly. I don't want to say that we don't stop giving back. Yes, God puts it into Genesis. Go out there and
multiply.
Exactly. But it so happens, yes, the more the population comes up, it's also about human activity, recreation as humans. But I'm not saying the population should go down, no. But it's beautiful to have so many people, but the increase in population too leads us to some pressure because we have to settle, we have to build houses. Okay, that's what's
part of nature, it's part of love.
Exactly. There's pollution. With pollution, I'll talk about the water bodies mainly. You can see even the fishing method people bring up now is because they want to capture very fast. But then they pour, chemicals that cause
kill the fish.
That kill the fish, and therefore you're getting a fish to eat it, you understand?
Yeah.
But in actual sense, those chemicals take longer in the water and keep on pushing because water moves to different areas, to the river and this. So those chemicals always end up to other areas, and it takes long for some of them to, decompose and spread out. So that chemical lives in the water for some time. You humans are using the water to wash clothes. You're drinking that water. At the same time, you're taking in those bions. So it affects the environment.
And also the human nature.
Exactly. Eco-tourism is a cycle. Each of us rely on each other. The humans to the animals to the, So it's a system. When one of the highest level is destroyed, the other one won't survive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had spoken about girls joining in. How can the child watching the Timely Show join in to be Miss Ecotourism?
So we have an ambassador. She's called Miss, or she's Queen, because she was the first person to run it. So she's Queen Mercy Adom. As per now, we are still running because it runs for a year. And a selection, or we say casting, is going to be in November. So there will be a poster put up on our different social medias that we have. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, and WhatsApp. So we'll be establishing those different posters and we'll call in girls to come. And with some I even talk to them like, you should try. You may not win, you may lose, but
you get motivated.
We're going to continue working with you because even for the girls that didn't work with us or didn't win in the end, are still working with us, whether they have a sash or not. Come come up with me, I have a charity to do. Come up with me, I have this project to go for. So we work with them. It's not that if you haven't won, we are throwing you away. We don't do that.
So what mind-triggering inspiration do you give to the youth watching us right now?
Right now, with me, things that keep on, two things that keep on moving me, and I always say it out all the time. Don't get tired of hearing it, but be yourself. Wherever you go, be yourself. You understand? Don't be pushed by someone or triggered by someone to change who you are. that's the one place to failure, because you're going to show me your blue, and then your other friend knows you're red. Could you maintain one color? Be
No, you
blue.
can't.
You understand?
Yes.
But please be yourself. Secondly, love your body. I love my body.
No matter what,
No matter
size
what.
you are.
People criticize like, oh my gosh, she's not eating. Oh my god, you're too small now. Oh my god, you've
You're
lost
too
weight. But I
fat, eh?
can't help it. Yes. I love my body, and it's what has kept me moving on. Because if I don't embrace myself, how are you going to love others? Okay? So those are the two things. And don't give up. I never gave up. It's been, I would say, 21 years of me moving my journey, and it's working, and it has come out. So basically, that's what I'll leave for the youth. Don't give up.
Okay, by the way, what age limit do you have for Miss Ecotourism?
Like involved in Miss Ecotourism,
Yeah, to
or
get
you mean
involved in-
pageantry?
To get involved in pageantry.
I don't have an age limit really, because next year I want to go for Miss Uganda.
And you will.
Yes,
You
so
will
I want
pass
to
through.
test. I want to test the waters. Okay, I want to see Miss Uganda. Leah, imagine me up there, Miss, Miss Uganda. Actually,
Miss
now I have your
Uganda.
vote, so I
Yeah,
think
but
it's
you
a
have my
win
vote.
already.
Yes, you also have their vote. The Timely Show
Yes.
viewers also have their vote. She's
It's-
going to run for Miss Uganda next year. Please,
Next year.
please vote her.
It's a project I'm working on, you know. So I don't have a limit to pageantry. Even though I was 40, I'll trigger. And be that 140-year-old that ran up for a pageant. Yes. So next year, I'm in. Anytime I'm rolling as
So
a
we should
participant,
wait.
We should wait.
Okay, so any socials where our viewers can tap you from?
Oh yes, I have different social media platforms. I have Instagram, I have Facebook, I have Snapchat and Twitter, and I use the same name, Nabukeera Leah.
Okay. Thank you for being part of the Timely Show. We've appreciated it a lot, Miss Eco.
It's been fun. It's been fun. Meeting you, it's been so fun.
Thank you.
Okay.
And to also add on what Miss Eco has just said, to keep the ecotourism in order, never litter. Always respect local traditions and follow designated trails. For those who have ideas about creativity, about motivation, inspiration, skilling the youth, you can pass them out right here on the Timely Show. My WhatsApp number is right down on the screen. You can check it out, tap me, reach me and tell me, hey, you know what, may I have an idea about this and this. We welcome anything. Anything that you have is welcome in the Timely Show. The Timely Show is on all social media platforms. I'm Michelle Aisha. Bye-bye.